Whew, so the initial climb up out of Duncannon is up to Hawk Rock. That's pretty steep there. Stone steps, if you can't tell. And then it just continues right on up that way. So I think I'm getting close to the top, but it's a pretty steep, hard climb out of here. Trail's a little overgrown here, pushing my way through this stuff, but I'm being very careful because there have been rattlesnakes spotted pretty much every day out here by somebody or another. People are seeing rattlesnakes, and I know they're out here, and that's the last thing I need is to stumble onto a rattlesnake in this mess. They really should come out here and cut this back a little bit. Well, the scenery has certainly changed. I'm out of the forest and now going across these pastures. It's kind of pleasant actually. And you can see up ahead there's a post in the ground with a white blaze on it. Oh, it's a pleasant fall evening. It's almost 5 p.m. and we're almost up here to the road where the Trail Angel's husband is going to pick us up and take us back to their house for dinner and shower and laundry and that sort of thing. So looking forward to that. I just spent half an hour hiking and FaceTiming with my son, talking him through changing an inner tube on his bicycle. Didn't know that could be such a challenge, but anyway, we are doing well, almost there, and we have 37 miles to the halfway point. So I'll be sure to get up with y'all in a couple days when that happens. We'll be halfway. So I'm going to sign off for now. We did 14.3 miles today. Pretty good hiking. Still pretty rocky, but I'm hoping we're getting out of it. So for now, remember our Gold Star families. Please consider a donation to the Gold Star Family Services, and Recon out.
Onward.
Good morning and welcome to day 110. And I'm here with Natalie, and Natalie and her husband are amazing trail angels. So we are near Carlisle. They picked us up last night, took us back to their home. They fed us, let us do laundry. We did a full resupply from the resupply cabinet, all free of charge. Just amazingly generous people. And Natalie's dropping us back off, and we're going to start heading south towards Bowling Springs. So thank you so much, Natalie.
Safe journey.
Yep, appreciate it. All right, off to a good start, day 110. And Natalie dropped us off. And I gotta say again, just how amazing they were. I mean, we spent the night in their house. She made an amazing dinner, an amazing breakfast for us. They have a whole cabinet or shelves full of resupplies. So we got freeze-dried meals, oatmeal, tortillas. I mean, just everything that we needed. We had 4 days of food each from them at no charge. They refused to accept any money or any donation. And then they drove us back to trail. So just lovely people. So now I am moving south to Boiling Springs. Not that far, and I'll check in along the way. So please consider a donation to the Gold Star Family Services. Go to my channel. There's a link right there to support our Gold Star families. And for now, Semper Fi. Passing under a road here. That water is really moving. That is Canado Gwinnett Creek. I'm sure I'm not saying that correctly. But anyway, I don't think I would drink it because we're surrounded by pasture lands around here, and it's probably got chemicals and cow stuff in it. I'm carrying enough water to get me all the way to Boiling Springs, which is why my pack is heavy. For those of you interested in pack weights and things, so I weighed my pack this morning before I left. And with 4 days of food and 2 liters of water, I'm at 24.9 pounds, which is not bad. I'm carrying a lot of water. I want to get a little bit more video. This is just so cool. So, you know, out of the mountains, out of the forest, and now just in this, you know, farmland, basically. That's where I came from over there and across this road. So it's an entirely different change of scenery and terrain. I don't know what these plants are, maybe soybeans. But anyway, the trail continues on down along the field there. So it's pretty cool, pretty different. It's really just a beautiful day. It's pretty cool out. It's not terribly hot, and it's pretty flat all the way to Boiling Springs. So I thought something was interesting, and some of y'all might be interested in it, but before I came out, I tried to put as much weight on as I could. I'm normally about 164 pounds. I'm not very big, about 164. I ate a bunch of ice cream and probably for a couple months, honestly, and I only got up to 167. So when I started from Katahdin, I was 167 pounds. And then when I weighed myself in Andover, Maine, I was 57 pounds, 157. So I lost 10 pounds. And then I weighed myself in Green Mountain House in Vermont, and I was 157 pounds. In Bennington, Vermont, I was the same. And last night, I weighed myself at the Trail Angels house on a digital scale, 157 pounds. So I've lost 10 pounds, and I lost in the first several weeks, and have stayed pretty stable since then. So I'm happy about that, because some people lose so much weight they have to get off trail, and that would not be healthy. I've increased what I'm eating. You know, the amount of food I would carry for 5 days is now about 3 days worth of food. I mean, I'm carrying more bars, more oatmeal, more everything really. And then, you know, when we get to town, I eat like a horde of locusts. So, but I'm pretty pleased about that. 157, if I can keep it there, that would be perfect, and probably pretty healthy weight for me for the rest of this hike. The fascinating old family cemetery here, kind of fenced off. I mean, this one here, John Chambers, born January 20th, 1775, and died in 1850. I mean, this is just amazing to me, how far back some of these go. It's really fascinating. And I guess, you know, the family just owns all this property, and this is where they buried their family members. Pretty cool. Somebody has actually gone to the effort to track all these family trees. This starts over here at 1640, and it goes all the way down to to the bottom here. The last two, Rob Chambers, born in 1952. He says at that time they did this, he was still living. I'm not sure he's still alive now. I don't know how long it's been sitting here, but this is the Chambers Cemetery, and he's a descendant of these people. 400 some odd years later. Wow. Well, here we are, the road walk into Boiling Springs. Yeah, these things are never less than terrifying. There's a little bit of a shoulder here, but not much. And people constantly riding on the white line. So anyway, heading into town. And welcome to day 111 in Boiling Springs, Pennsylvania. And myself and Alday got dropped off by the host of the hostel. We're here at the Cafe 101 having the backpacker platter before we get started. There's Alday. He's over there. He's not slowing down. He's digging in. So here's what we got. 2 gigantic pancakes. And then we have eggs, toast, home fries, and bacon. Orange juice and coffee. So that should get us up the trail a little bit. We're going to eat and then get moving. Heading to Waynesboro, anticipate probably 4 days to get to Waynesboro. So for now, Recon out. Okay, day 111 continues. Had a massive breakfast, as you saw. That should get me going. I was not able to finish the pancakes, so I threw them in a plastic bag, and I'll add those to my lunch today. It's a beautiful morning. It is flipping cold out here. I'm moving fast here because I'm trying to warm up a little bit, and fall is definitely upon us. So off I go, and I will catch up with you later. We're heading for Waynesboro. It's 54 miles away. We should make that probably in 4 days. Today we're just going to go up to a shelter. It's about 12 miles, and I'll catch up with you later. Remember our Gold Star families, please, and Recon out. So, leaving Boiling Springs, and the trail comes right along this little pond here. I guess you call it a pond, maybe a lake. Got ducks in it, little city park. Very pretty. It's a very nice little town. I was coming up on the train track, and all of a sudden the bell started ringing and the gates went down, and I heard the train honking its horn, and I was like, ugh, I can't get stuck on this side of the road. So I went ahead across the tracks around the gates and went over the tracks to the other side, and I had plenty of room. The train was still kind of far away. So anyway, there's the train, but I'm on this side so I can keep moving. Well, there's an arrow pointing to Georgia. That's helpful. I wouldn't have found my way without that. Yeah, squeeze through here. Good morning and welcome to day 112. currently at about mile 1085. I've got about 35 miles till Waynesboro, Pennsylvania, and then we'll be crossing over into Maryland. So another couple days. It was cold last night. I don't have a thermometer, so I don't know how cold. But it's been the first time in this entire hike that I've had to get up and put my puffy jacket on and then get back in my quilt. And this morning it was pretty cold. It took me probably 15 minutes of hiking to warm up. So season's definitely changing. I will keep you up to date and continuing to march on. So day 112, Recon out. So this is Pine Grove Furnace State Park, and it's widely renowned as being the center or the midway point of the Appalachian Trail. I'm not sure if it still is actually the geographic center or not. We'll find out here, but it's kind of a famous place. This is where they do the half-gallon challenge, where you try to eat a half-gallon of ice cream at the general store, all in one sitting. The general store's closed, so I'm not going to be able to do that. And quite honestly, I'm not sure I would even attempt it. That just sounds like a way to end up puking to me. But anyway, it's kind of an interesting place. I'll get up with you if I see anything interesting. I may get to the general store, even though they're closed, and stop there for lunch. So this is kind of interesting for you history people. This little swimming hole here with the beach, I'll read it to you. This was pit number 1 in operation in the early 1870s. This quarry was a major source of iron ore for the Pine Grove furnace. It was about 90 feet deep when mining ended in the 1890s. The outlake of Fuller Lake is along the mining cart tracks at the bottom of this image, which would be down here. The modern beach is on the right rim of the quarry. You can see the beach over there. So this was a big old hole that they were quarrying iron ore out of to go into Pine Grove Furnace, which, you know, was a, I don't know, whatever, smelter or whatever that was. So that's kind of cool. And now it's a beach. So this is the snack bar at Pine Grove Furnace State Park. The snack bar is closed. Everything's closed really. It's, you know, it's October and it's during the week, so nothing's open. But the restrooms are open, which is nice. And also that little thing right over there is a water fountain and a bottle refiller, so with presumably safe water. So I'm gonna stop here. It's 12:40. I'm gonna take an early lunch here, mainly because I have a really nice picnic table. I've got a restroom and a place to get water. And most importantly, there are functioning outlets over there in the restroom, so I can recharge my iPhone and my power bank. So that'll be really helpful. So I'm gonna wait here for all day. I'm gonna take a little break, have some lunch, and charge up my devices. So that back there is the Appalachian Trail Museum, which is supposedly at the halfway point, but it really isn't. But it's closed. It's Wednesday in October. And I guess I didn't think anybody would want to see the museum. I'd like to go see the museum. This is the famous general store where they do the half-gallon challenge, where you try to eat half a gallon of ice cream in one sitting. And it's closed also. So I'm feeling a little discriminated against as a late season southbounder. All this stuff is closed. Not very cool, Pine Grove Furnace. So this sign behind me is famous, if you follow the Appalachian Trail at all. This sign is supposed to mark the halfway point between Springer Mountain in Georgia and Mount Katahdin in Maine. So 1,090 miles each way. So the trail gets rerouted all the time, and right now the halfway point is actually 1,098.5 miles. So this thing's off by just a little bit. I'll hit the halfway point tomorrow. So I think that I've got just a short period of time to do that. I'll hit the halfway point tomorrow, and I'll also cross 1,100 miles tomorrow. But nonetheless, this is a very famous sign, and I wanted to capture it in the video. All right, day 112 comes to an end. And there we are set up on these lovely tent platforms. That's my tent over there. That's my Durston X-Mid 1 Pro. I love that tent to death. Probably after my air mattress, probably my favorite piece of equipment. Or maybe after my air mattress and my quilt. It's a close tie. And no, I'm not being paid by them. It got a nice little picnic pavilion here. So got some hot water going over there on the stove, and then the shelter's over there. If the weather's good, we tend to stay in our tents. It's just more comfortable. But anyway, it's a lovely place. So I'm gonna go over here, get my dinner going, and then get in my tent. I will get up with you all in the morning. Good morning and welcome to day 113. And spent the night at the Tom's Run shelter. They have a nice little tent site there. I didn't stay in the shelter, but a very nice site anyway. Cold last night. I mean, it has suddenly gotten cold. And 2 nights in a row now, I've woken up cold in my quilt. I'm not sure how cold it's getting. I would probably estimate the low 40s to high 30s maybe. I tested that 30-degree quilt out at home down to 35 and I was fine, but I'm pretty skinny. I've lost weight and it's not working. So 2 nights in a row now I've had to wake up and put my jacket on and go back to sleep. I'm debating having my wife send me my 20-degree sleeping bag to Harper's Ferry and trying to sort that out. I'm going to see them on the 26th of October and she could give it to me then, but I'll figure all that out. Anyway, today I'm going to hit the halfway point and also 1,100 miles. So two little benchmarks today. So I will get up with you when that happens. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there it is. On a just nondescript piece of trail someplace in southern Pennsylvania is the halfway point of the Appalachian Trail 2024. So I just hit 1,098.5 miles. That is exactly the halfway point of this year's hike. And I can't get my head around that. So it's taken me 113 days to go halfway. The 100-mile wilderness, Katahdin, the whites, the bugs, the mud, the rain. And here I am halfway. So anyway, I'll press on. I'm going to hit 1,100 miles in about 2 miles. So I'll record that as well. But here I am at the halfway point. And there it is, people. Not only did I hit 1,098.5, the halfway point, but just hit 1,100 miles from Mount Katahdin. There it is. It's all downhill from here. The march continues. Hey, you want to get out of my way? Geez, that's about the tamest deer I've ever seen. You're like a petting zoo deer. What are you eating? Is that persimmon? I don't know what. Is that yummy? Wow. I get your little trekking collar on you. Yeah, you. Caledonia State Park. Picnic tables, pavilion. Got restrooms. It's still cold. It's still in the 40s, I'm sure. I've still got all my gear on. And best of all, it's got trash cans, which means I can dump my trash, which means I don't have to carry it. I'm pretty happy about that. So let's go up here, dump my trash, and then continue on. I might take my jacket off. I did learn the hard way that I cannot hold this phone with my gloves on. They're too slippery. I dropped the phone. Going to get some barbecue. It's about, I don't know, quarter mile, maybe almost a half mile off road. It's the only time that I don't like being on trail. This is the only time I've ever been scared is these road walks or crossing these roads. They can be so scary. but it's barbecue, so you gotta do what you gotta do. Here we are at the famous barbecue place after the death-defying road walk. They open in 5 more minutes. And here we go. We got All Day over here. He is eagerly awaiting his barbecue.
They're smoking back there.
They are. We're ready. And I've got my quilts drying out from last night in the sun, so that's nice. That was a good lunch. Just gotta get back up the road and get back on trail. Carried out a pulled pork sandwich for dinner, so that'll be a nice little treat tonight. So I'm gonna get up here, get back on trail. I got about 10 miles to go to the next shelter. Tomorrow we're gonna roll into Waynesboro, Pennsylvania. All right, day 114 comes to an end. We're at the Tumbling Run shelters. We have a snoring shelter. And we have a non-snoring shelter. So I know which one we're gonna put All Day in. A little picnic pavilion here, and they even have a rose up on the picnic table there. So I'm gonna find a place to put my tent and get ready for dinner. Day 115. There's All Day. We are in Waynesboro. There he is. Hang on. There he is. Yep. We're in Waynesboro, Pennsylvania. We are going to the Waynesburger to get some food, and we've got a hotel room at the Days Inn, but have not been able to check in yet. I was feeling rough yesterday, and it occurred to me that we had not taken a day off in 28 days. So we had hiked 28 days straight without a break, so I was feeling pretty run down. These really nice people. Mark has picked us up. He's going to run us back to his house so we can do laundry. He's a 2022 thru hiker, and so he's going to take us back to his house and let us do laundry. We're going to bring some food back there, and then he'll run us back to the Days Inn. So I'll get up with you later. Tomorrow we're back on the trail heading for Harper's Ferry.